champions. That is what we strive to be. The goal, the dream. But you, do you have what it takes? You're a draft pick. Your roster. Or maybe you're nothing. Trying to prove your worth. Can you even make the team? This isn't science. It's about passion. Even if you have the skill, you still need the drive. Courage. The drive to succeed. Do you have it? Now is your chance. Now is your time. Prove your worth. Prove that you have the will and the talent to win. So, do you have what it takes?
How you doing today, Mike? Yeah. Do you want me to get on my soapbox now, or should we wait? Oh yeah, that's my soapbox. I hate this. This is awful. No, I mean, I don't hate the idea of scheduling your own games, but if I wanted to do that, I could just pen game. I much prefer having the 6 preseason games or 7 or 8 or however many they used to give us, just so you know. Yeah. No, it wasn't, in my opinion, ideal. And you got a few teams that play like 8 games, but the communication hasn't been great. So like, I didn't find out until like my team played the first game. I found out that day. I was like, oh, I guess I should probably try scheduling out, but it's just a hassle. It was much easier when the league just give me 6 games, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, maybe I just didn't look in the right places, but I had no idea. Like,
let's start that over because I just realized I had the mic muted. Welcome to Eastbound Chel with Mike, Naughty, and Sunshine. We're going to talk about a few things here. First thing we're going to talk about is preseason. Let's.
Yeah. Not good. Not
yeah,
great. From my own experience, I'm not big on managers just matching up with managers to find games. Like, if I want to do that, I can do a pin game.
Yeah, I'm really just disappointed this season. You know, you've been in LG a few seasons and you get to accustomed to the way things work, and then they just drop a bombshell and say this isn't how it's going to work this year.
Yeah, like for instance, I only have 1 draft pick, so I can't speak too much. But some teams have, 9 or 10, and you want to see these guys play in a game with the guys you've got in bidding who potentially could be their line mates or who they're competing with, and you kind of just get more of like a drop-in type of game where you schedule it out and it's just lame to me. I don't know. I much prefer just give me my 6 games over 3 days, or if you want to do 7 over 4, whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
I
was
wasn't
not
big on it.
impressed at all. The powers that be decided that managers were going to schedule in the manager chat, and that's how it was going to work. And I feel it's taken away from the players a bit. But who am I to say anything? The powers that be are the ones who make decisions.
Yeah, hey, fair enough.
All right, so let's go over preseason rankings after all that's happened.
Big gong show time.
Yeah,
Here we go.
let's not, because it's stupid. Because there's teams who have played 0 games, and there's teams who have played 10 games. So
Well,
let's.
I'm gonna throw it out there. The player rankings, man, we got to get something fixed in here. The warmth, I think, hasn't played since like S2. You got goalies on the top 20
Oh,
forwards.
give
I'm
me a
just like, all
give me
right,
a
like,
moment to
what
pull
are we
that
doing?
up there, Sunshine. You slapped into that real quick. Uh,
Oh, it's all good.
AHL
Like,
preseason 11 rankings. So you want to go players
yeah. So
first?
like, Fitness, great goalie, and he's ranked a 5 on the LG rank. That's based on him as a goalie, but because he's a 5 goalie, now he's rated as the 15th best forward in the league. Not taking anything away from you, buddy. I love you to death. But I don't think everyone would agree that he's 15th best forward in the league. You know? Same thing for the Warmth, who has since been waived. Don't think you'd waive the 5th best forward in the AHL. Call me crazy. Eskimo, if I'm remembering correctly, is also attendee. Ranked number 2 forward. Like, the rankings just need to be reworked a little bit. Because there are some good ones in here, for sure. You know, Mathabs, Cornack, John Kenny, Lucente, like, great forwards.
Yeah,
But, like, you have
I,
too many non-forwards in the forward list, if that
I,
makes
I
sense.
agree that it's broken. But we can talk about what we agree with on it if you don't mind.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Fat Hall Lucente coming in with your number 1 power ranking. It was number 2 in points last season, if I'm not mistaken, in the
Yep.
AHL.
If I'm pretty sure he's going up to the end if he's not already there. So should he be on this list? I mean, I guess technically at the time of making this, he was on Belleville's roster, so fair enough.
Nobody saw that coming. But
well, I didn't think he would be going to the NHL with someone else. I thought he was going to NHL, but I thought it would be Buffalo to just call him straight up. Just seemed smart to me for 500K, but maybe Jay Claus doesn't like him. Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. That's there's some inner workings there that we don't understand. You look on this list. There's a lot of owners. I see owners or GMs and AGMs.
Yep.
Skyer's an AGM. Corn's an AGM, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the free contracts. I don't think free contracts should be included on a lot of these lists. But, fair enough. I guess it's just looking at the best players. I think it's telling in the league this year how many of the top players are free contracts.
If you look at number 12, Ducks, he's already up in the N as well, so he's
Yep.
no longer relevant for that.
Number 16, rest in peace, Tikka Sakic. Caught the band hammer today. Hope everything works out.
Yeah, well, we'll pour a little beer out for you, bro.
Yeah.
But moving on from that,
rip in peace.
let's talk about the defenders, huh?
Yeah, shot fine. Defenseman, get out of here.
Nobody cares about defense. We're just
are defensemen even players? I don't think so.
Oh, big old ripola on that one.
No, there are some good defenders on here again. Number 3 and 6, a couple of former goalies. So let's just slide on out of there. But there are actually a good number of players. Zach H1, he's an OG forward.
Yeah, Brugsy, really good defenseman, is on there. Yeah. He'll like that I mentioned his name since he took offense that I thought I was
passed him up. You passed him up. Man.
I did. We'll give a little love to Brugsy today. Lunchbox Heroes on there. That's a all-star from last season.
My boy Ryan was here taking management.
Yeah,
been an NHLer forever. Dude, solid. That's all I can say. I feel bad for whoever's in that conference. Good defenseman right there.
Yeah, you got the Iowa Wild with 2 of the top 10 with Z Jeremy 23 and Charming Donut.
It's a solid pairing, and Jeremy for 500K is not awful.
That's a pretty good contract.
Same with Schwimp Egg Roll, big 500K.
That's a really good contract. I agree with that one wholeheartedly. Yeah,
even Llama Pen, he's had his ups and downs, but I mean, every time I've seen him play, he's not awful. He's definitely a top 4 guy. So, here's hoping he ends up on that contract studs list every week.
Yeah, and a player I think you're going to look out for is Black Paladin. I think he's going to have a really good season. He had a decent season last season, so
getting a little chance to prove himself here. He's definitely going to be on the top pairing.
Yep. Yep. So we'll move on to goalies.
Now these really aren't people, are they? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, goalies are not human, but we'll get past that. To Birdman coming out on top to,
Yeah.
to Birdman 27. No surprise there whatsoever.
Nope.
Uh,
Really, the top two just really solid guys. The big surprise to me came with Vital Days and Moosopotamus being so high. I could be crazy. I think Moose maybe quit. I can't remember, but we'll assume he didn't.
Yeah, Deuces is on the list at 12. We got Pikachu guy at 16. A lot of these.
Which is another interesting one. He's good, but if I'm remembering correctly, he did not have the greatest statistical season last year. So
no, but he's a decent goaltender.
He is. Absolutely.
So I don't disagree with him being on the list. Let's see. Anybody else stand out for you? Mike Hockey is really decent tendy. Yeah.
No, I mean I think it's fair. Like I said, I'm like super happy. Okay, no, I was right. Moose quit, but he was reassigned, so maybe some issues there with the contract. It looks like he was awarded a 3 when it should have been a 2, so he's still playing. That's my fault.
We'll let you slide on that one. Let's move on to the teams, huh?
Yeah, fine.
So
this ranking's awful, by the way. We're not gonna go into it, but whatever.
It's broken. We've agreed, but this is the data we have to deal with.
Yeah, that's fair. Where's Memphis when you need him? Holy.
So Rochester coming in at number 1.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be the best team this year. I just don't.
They got a lot of talent on there. I was looking at them earlier.
But I think the league is so much better this year. At least as far as management goes, there's so many good players spread out throughout the entire league that I think it's going to be tough for Rochester to try to do what they did last year.
You know, it's so hard for me to really talk about what's going on here. There's been so many moves, and there are continuing to be so many moves that I just really can't keep up. But we're gonna stick with what's on this page here and try to move on. Apologize to all our viewers, if there are any, for that matter. That we're working with limited data here. Plus, things are moving very fast in this preseason. So we'll have a little more to work with after the first week of the season when we go through interdivisionals. But Rochester Americans coming in at ranked number 1 with a 4.46, whatever that stupid number is.
Big power ranking stat.
Yeah. San Jose Barracuda coming in at number 2, and the San Antonio Rampage coming in at number 3, Stockton Heat at number 4, and the Gulls making a big jump from last season with the number 5 power ranking.
And this is where I start to fall off the bandwagon a little bit. You know, Rochester, I don't think they're going to be dominant like last year. They're going to be good. Barracuda with Toffoli, they're going to be good. The Rampage, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be good. Stockton, they got a solid core. The Gulls, they spent most of their money on OD. Oof. They don't have a lot around them. I'm not sold on them at number 5, to be fair. But, I mean, the rankings are what they are, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far off. There's a lot of power in that top 5, so we'll see how it works out after the beginning of the season. And then even then, after the first couple weeks of the season, everything changes again if my experience tells me correctly. But moving on from that, at number 6 we got Charlotte. Number 7, Hartford Wolfpack. Number 8, Chicago Wolves. Number 9, Manitoba Moose. Number 10, Providence Bruins. Anything you see here stand out at you, Sunshine?
No, I mean,
Chicago being up that high is a stunner to me, but I'll pass on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it I think needs to be redone. Because, like, quite honestly, I think it's hard to say Grand Rapids shouldn't be higher on this list. But I could say I think for the most part, a lot of this needs to be shuffled around. Plus, there's been a ton of trades now, so most of these teams, well, not most of them, but a lot of these teams don't look very similar to what they did at the time of this power ranking. Which picks coming up,
which makes this is very difficult. Very, very few of the rosters are even set as we speak. With it being less than 24 hours to puck drop of the season.
And
so
I think the preseason hurt that. Like only for myself, you know, there's a few position battles you watch, and I I didn't really get to see any extended action with the guys I wanted to see play with each other. So, we're all kind of sitting here like, okay, so maybe we cut this guy, we don't cut this guy, we make a trade, we don't make a trade.
I mean, you look, give it in my own experience with Charlotte, we played 0 preseason games, so I've had a very limited amount of time to play with any of the new guys that have come in. So I have no idea what's really going on.
Especially you have new management there too, with Coaster and Falcon coming
everything's
over.
new. So I mean, I'm sure we're not the only ones who are experiencing that, and with a lack of organized preseason, that I think that's a detriment. So yeah, come at me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't hate setting up games with other managers, but I feel like that should be extracurricular if I want to do it on a weekend or, on a Thursday night, we can get together. But for the preseason, it did kind of take the winds out of my sails a little bit. Especially, like, I didn't have the greatest bidding with a little bit of miscommunication there at the NHL club. So I really wanted to see my guys play against, veteran talent, and it's tough to organize that. We all got lives outside of this game too, so.
To give all our viewers of what me and Sunshine go through to try to detail how we're going to go about talking about people and what teams we're going to talk about, there's a little formula we use just for your enjoyment. Now moving on. At number 11, we got the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. 12, Hershey Bears. 13, Grand Rapids Griffins. 14, Ontario Reign. And 15, Syracuse Crunch.
Yeah, I mean, I would also make the argument Syracuse should probably be a little higher there with Pelly. Hershey could probably go higher. But again, the stats are weird. Certain players rank really high, certain players rank really low. And it just kind of is what it is.
And with not to bore you guys with going through, we're just going to run down. You can see on the stream here. Condors or Stars at 16, Condors at 17, Comets at 18, Wild at 19, Devils at 20, Eagles at 21, blah blah blah, all the way down to Rockford Ice Hogs being ranked last.
I will say big shout out. I believe I was ranked 30th last year in this preseason.
Oh, so you moved up. You moved up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, we won 45 games last year, so hey, maybe we'll make the playoffs this year.
Doing big things over there in Tucson.
Have 18 OTLs on us again.
Well, you don't have to worry about Hartford this season.
I know. I'm so excited. And then my whole division followed me over here anyways. What guys?
So, moving on, let's talk about the bidding, and let me pull it up here, or pull up the standings at least. I love when it does that to me. All right.
I think we're losing you there, Mike. Are you there, buddy?
I am here. When I pull up my own stream, trying to pull up the stats and whatnot, it kind of bogs me down. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Don't divide by 0 here.
Oh, funny stuff. All right. So,
well, before we do that, to answer Sky High, absolutely, you're allowed on the show. We're definitely going to be a little more organized with some guests here next week, and we'll go over the team here. You paid a lot of money for Devin. Made the move for Mafio, Shepard, Sleep A is pretty nice. I don't know. It seems it's going to be tough paying that much money for DDW4. He's a great player, but you better hope he wins at least 22 games. Otherwise, you're in a bit of a tough spot. You're gonna have one good line, but you're definitely gonna have to build another. But you have some good pieces there. To be fair, at some pretty cheap prices as well. I think it's just going to be a matter of if you can get those second two lines to get a little chemistry and maybe outplay some of their past stats. But I mean,
let me in, Sunshine. Where were you looking?
Rochester. Or sorry, Rockford. Sorry. And the T-Birds. Uh-oh. My former team. Please don't break any of my records because they look really good. Thank you.
Oh, so we were looking at Rockford, Bobby Orr.
Yep.
Yeah. Monstack, Who's Duke, McLovin, Rankin, Tasso, Slim Thuggin, Sleepy, Shepard, Nitrate, Neposh, Millikilla, Mafio, Dream Team, Dami, Deet, DDW4,
Yeah,
and
big 11-2-5.
yeah,
Great player, but that's tough. That's it's definitely interesting.
I like Bobby Orr, but I got to give you a little bit of a hard time on this one here. Tasso 971. Um, let's see how he did last season, huh? Tasso
Yeah.
971 last season was 3-2-2 during the regular season with one apple, and it was a plus minus of 0.
Well,
Yeah,
I think for Rockford it's definitely going to be about chemistry because, like I said, line for sure he's a stud, but it's definitely going to be about how that second and third line can play together and how they can mesh. And I think big is for any team really if you can get that early success. I think everything gets a little bit easier for you. You know.
yeah. I have a feeling that Neposh and DDW4 are gonna hit it off well, so that should work for them.
Big wave for Tasso confirmed.
Oh, was he waived?
Big wave.
See that? I didn't even see that.
Yeah. But yeah, we can slide into my former team here in the T-Birds. I'm cool. Pretty solid players, which is pissing me off. But Snipe Shot, legit stud gear, secure. Repping the 6, I've heard great things about. On defense, I mean, getting Morn is obviously nice. Getting him for less than what he goes like 7+ last year was a little bit crazy. Sergeant Leadon, another pretty solid piece. Getting Mooner is elite. Like, Mooner's actually just disgustingly good. Maybe stuck on a bit of a bad Texas team last season, but it looks like he's got a little bit more in front of him this time.
He did see a lot of rubber last season.
Oh, he saw some rubber. But yeah, honestly, up front, as far as the top 6 goes, you're feeling pretty good. Your left wings are solid, right wing solid, center solid. Third line is going to be a third line, I would assume. Like you're hoping they go out there win 1 or 2 for you.
Oh, they got 2 solid tendies with Osama bin Stabin and Mooner.
Yep. Oh
so,
yeah, it looks pretty solid. Like I don't have any complaints. As far as draft picks go, you got a couple. You got a TC. It's not awful. You got some guys to call up. Yeah, I think T-Bird's looking pretty good. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset with it. Just like I said, please don't break my records. I'll love you forever.
I'm looking at the records here, bro. I don't see you. Single season. Let's check that out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, single seasons.
Oh, there it is. Goals.
Yeah. All
goals.
I care about.
Goals. Who scores goals?
Goals, shorties, and power plays. Hey-o.
Yeah. Well, Conman's got a record there too. Shout out to Conman.
Oh, yeah. He's played a bunch of games over the course of 2 years.
He came down to the rain, didn't he?
Yeah. He's on the rain right now.
So let's take a look at them, huh? We'll just bounce around.
Yeah, last I checked, they're still rocking. Let's see. Yeah, still rocking three really good goalies, might add. Like Pricer, a solid pickup from the NHL. Soupy's good. Conman's good. Gonna be a little bit of a tough decision. If they end up waiving one of them, I got to imagine that they're going to be claimed rather quickly. Looking at the forwards, Levac had a rough time. Smitty is really good, but 8.25, surrounded by a bit of a 500K army here. It's a little rough. Yeah, defense isn't awful, but I think the goaltending is definitely probably one of the most imposing in the league. I mean, no matter what 2 they pick out of here, it's going to be a good choice for them.
Yeah, I think Captain Lou's going to lead that D-core. We'll see how.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see how it goes past him. Who we want to look at now, Sunshine?
I mean, want to tell you how great your team is? Or are we done with this now?
No, we can look at the checkers. That's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, I got that. I don't know what they're going to do there, but
what's that?
Moving on from him, the checkers.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Checkers. They look pretty good. Wood is good. Skyer obviously a stud. Coatster, it brings in Falcon. Got a Gun is actually a pretty nice piece for $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Rockos, who goes to waivers.
Cash, decent D man.
Yeah, Cash is all right. They got a couple of DPs that look good. Jamie Benn is a stud. 7 D-men right now. They waived King CJ, who's a really good goalie. Price tag's a little high, but I mean, he's an NHL level goalie for sure.
Yeah.
But 7 Demon, definitely check them out. They look to be making a move or potentially maybe waiving someone because they have 2 on waivers right now. So when they drop off in 24, maybe you see a third go on here.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves this preseason so far. We'll see where they go with that. Where we going next?
Let's go to the Calder Cup champs here. Check out Rochester for a second. Ranked number 1,
Nort.
Kings. And
big old Nort
I want to like
distracted.
him. Yeah, I want to like him. I just can't. Nort is good. Distracted is a stud. Getting Stoner Boy down for cheap was big.
Big question mark pulling in the Drac at right wing.
Yeah. Well, they have 10 forwards here. You assume one of them gets dropped. I had LaPointe last season, and he's a really good player, but he's a player that doesn't mesh perfectly with everyone. So I mean, if they can find the good fit for him, he'll produce. But it's maybe a little bit thin. But again, this year for the AHL looks to be a bit top heavy. Each team looks to have 1, maybe 2 lines, and then it's going to be the battle of the third lines to try to eke out some wins here. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their decor and it looks solid. Puller,
Yep.
Cook's distracted, CM Deadly, three top D guys. Pima Flav, really good. Scully, another really good D man. I mean, their decor is top notch. So I really don't know how their forwards are going to work out, but I'm sure the Birdman will be confident in the fact that he'll be protected.
Well, would you like to go to the other half of the check out John Kenny there in Grand Rapids?
Absolutely.
This is an interesting one to me. You get John Kenny, BD's nuts, solid. You got Alex QC, Fire Eyes, Ito, Reggie Testify, and Jack Me Off.
Another team with really good goaltending. Davy
Yep.
Jones, Deuces Wild.
And they got some pretty good defensemen here with CJD and B rated. But this is one of those teams that I feel like after you get out of that top pairing, I don't know how strong you feel about it. Forwards, they look like they're going to have 2 good lines.
We keep saying the same thing over and over again, Sunshine, and I think with the summer season, you're going to see a lot of really good top lines, some decent second lines, but the third lines are going to drop off hardcore.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So I advise scrub hunting is going to be a hot topic.
Oh, dude, it's summer season more like scrub hunting season, man. But
yeah.
Just for you, men, we'll go check out the goals here.
Oh.
Little interdivision rivalry. I mean, the big one, OD for 12 mil. Dude's confirmed elite. He better win like. But they do add a nice piece there in Apparition. He's been solid for. Scanny Boy coming back is always nice.
Prodigy Rising.
Yep. I hear people on both sides of the fence with him. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Personally, I can't say that I've seen him play enough to have that much of an opinion on him. They do have on defense a few players. Nordet was on my TC last year, pretty solid. But then you have Clutch Dolphin and Grizz Nectar, a goalie and a center.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't Grizz Nectar a center? It moved back to the right D.
So maybe there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve there for him. But again, they got 2 pretty solid goalies there, and Moosepotamus and Vital. Big thing about Moose, at least back in the day, was he never really seemed to be, that the Birdman level of stealing games, or even like the Canadian was last year. But I would assume he's going to get probably 45 plus games, maybe a little bit more, to show that he's the man here.
Absolutely. That's a really weird one with Grizz Nectar moving back, but it's not a hard jump from center to defense. So
maybe not, but I think it depends on each person. But we'll see. Hopefully he does good. as bad. Um, hmm. Just looking at the rest of these teams, like yeah, it's a lot of like you said, a lot of really good first lines, a lot of second lines that you say like okay, maybe they do something. A lot of third lines that say ouch.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Bears. The Bears. The Bears coming in
He's
with Pod Diddy and Matt Habs.
great pairing to start with for free
Yeah,
contracts.
yeah, really, really good. Look at complete luck 21 on right D. Really solid right D man. Freezor on left, not bad. LG McDonald on left wing. Osama bin Blazin at right D. Really good right D man. Um, Bucky Bear left wing. Al Capone in center. Adam Ferry at center. Matadors Dana at left D. Yeah, it's just a solid team. I see two solid lines here at least.
Yeah, I mean the big thing is definitely going to be how Al Capone and Chucky do. Chucky is a guy I was bidding on that I ran out of money for, unfortunately, who's put up pretty good numbers on some pretty average to below average teams. And it looks like this is definitely a year where he can maybe prove he belongs with the big boys here. But
Yeah,
maybe they had some responsible spending. Matadors Dana for 3.7. Considering how people went this year is pretty good. LG McDonald maybe a little higher than I'm sure he would have liked, but the dude has performed over the last few seasons, so you can't really knock it too much.
yep. And their goaltending looks solid, not stellar. Whether Geek Owl and Jack Stogg.
Yeah.
Figure Weather Geek Out is going to carry most of the load there.
Yeah. You want to slide down to San Jose Barracuda?
Yeah, I'll slide right in there, bro.
This is another team that I think is going to be good. Hard particular point. I mean, you got Toffoli, who is an absolute stud. Ninja has played good. Freddie, stud. Cox is a nice piece there down the middle. I mean, especially because you think about it, Toffoli and Ninja playing center. You got Cox as your third line center. You got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, God is nowhere on D. Decent.
I love God is nowhere is a fucking stud. I love that dude. I played with him way back when in Islanders, I think. I mean, the dude's just a stud. Like he doesn't do anything particularly flashy. He just doesn't make mistakes. They do have Rantalian. That's an OG name with a bit of an ego if I'm remembering. But hey, times change. The goalie situation is okay, but this is a team sort of like the Rochesters and the San Jose or the San Antonio Rampage. They're going to possess the puck for a long time in these games.
Yeah,
so maybe a little bit of pressure off the goalies here.
I have confidence Fox is going to carry most of the load there. My opinion. Don't shoot me down for that.
I won't. You're good.
But their D looks pretty decent. Rastafarian. I don't know Knights, but I hope he's okay. But big question mark with Dalton Radford. A really good Tendy moving up to lefty, so we'll see how that works out for him.
Well, he's on waivers, so doesn't matter anymore.
That's how that worked out for him.
I will say, on the roster, you have 4 right wingers, 4 centers, and a left wing. So it's going to be interesting to see who slides where in this lineup, who can play that left side. Maybe one of the right wingers, one of the centers, 2 of the centers, who knows? It's something going to be interesting.
Yep, and not an easy division for them either. So we'll see.
Yeah. Stick in the division.
Yeah, we're going to stick in division and head over to Tucson.
You said Tucson. Get out of here. I don't want to talk about my team.
Tucson. We're going to head over to Tucson with
myself.
Sunshine and Mahan Solo.
Couple of studs. Not a big deal.
Frosty GTA. Jersey Devils stands out for me. Magical Snipes on D. Rico Suave. I love you, bro. Zogood at left wing. That's a move up. That's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
Headhunter.
I could definitely
Headhunter at G. I got a little confidence in that.
Yeah.
Elevate at C. Crazy Canucks been waived. Kool-Aid.
He hasn't been waived yet. He's going to get banned. I mean, this.
My mistake.
Oof.
Kool-Aid Man. really solid right winger. So you know, you got it up front and the back. So we'll see how you shake that
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, you know, the defense. We returned our top four from last year, and brought Funky Shista back. Uh, as far as points go, it doesn't look great, but playing on a third pairing with a positive record, I mean, the dude was pretty good. Headhunter is definitely going to be trying to stand on his head a bit. Bidding, unfortunately, you know, like I said, a little bit of a miscommunication there. We get a guy for 7.5 who, to this point, you know, is inactive, which is real unfortunate. But we got cap space, so hey, things can happen. Um, Jersey Devil and Elevate Season, formerly known as Preston, they were my line mates last year, so we return one of our top 6 lines with Kool-Aid and Zogood and a few others here. Definitely think we can make at least 2 good lines and play some defense.
So where do you want to go to next, Sunshine? We got a few. Anybody shout out to you? They want to go somewhere, or are we gonna?
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Cosmic EA. To throw the quote out there, he seems real happy. I don't know a single person on my team. Run down the Sens.
All right, we can do that. Belleville Senators.
Well, Cosmic EA, crazy enough, he is on the team. All right, who we got here? Holy, that was a scroll. I think I have carpal tunnel. All right, you got Full Dog and Leafs.
Yeah.
Full Dog played some Tendy last year, moving up to the left wing. He was in Tucson, wasn't awful. I believe they missed the playoffs. A bit of a weaker division. Um,
Baba Booey was a G last season, wasn't he?
he's played C before. Kershaw has had good seasons and bad seasons, and he's not someone that I think is going to carry a line, but he's definitely a solid piece on a line. And the problem becomes I don't know what lines we're going to put where. Cosmic, you would assume, plays with Leafs if he's going to throw himself on the first. And then maybe No Blood on the left side. This is one of the teams that you look at, and to me, it kind of says, you know, we got some nice pieces for cheap, but they also have some work ahead of them. That being said, maybe, I don't know, the chemistry that some of these guys have together and they come out guns blazing. But just looking at it on paper, I'm not in love with the roster. But, you know, like I said, these things change a lot. I'm also going off, I've never seen Full Dog play left wing. I mean, if that's an elite left wing for a free contract, that'd be nice. That would definitely help solidify their top 6. But yeah, I'm Cosmic. It's gonna be fun. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't know.
As far as the D core is concerned, the base at lefty, really solid. Outside of him, I mean,
Llama Pen has his moments
yeah,
of being really good.
Llama
Right?
Pen's good. Vandal 1987. I hope you do well, bro.
That was a big oof. Holy.
M Hogan 5. It's a me Mario. I have confidence in him that that's probably going to debase, and It's a me Mario will probably be your top pair. I don't know, but I'm guessing. But outside of that, eh.
Yeah, I think it's, like I said, it's definitely a bit of a work in progress team. But
You
it's
know,
also, like I said, it's definitely like maybe,
they could be one of
like
the
I
ones
said,
that shock you, right?
yeah, I mean, if they have the chemistry, like maybe these guys play together all the time and I'm just unaware of it. Because, I mean, I think that at least at the AHL level, most players by themselves are pretty good, but everyone has the line they play best with. And if you have 2 lines that they love playing with each other, then this is a team that definitely could take off.
And rolling the same way on the back end. I've had experience
Yep.
where you know, I could be hooked up with a really great D man and we don't click. And it doesn't work, and then I could be hooked up with a mid-level D guy, and we click like it's nobody's business, and we run through people. So I mean, it's you know, that's just the way it
It's
works.
absolutely going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm not, but like I said, these things, like the chemistry plays a huge role, especially in the summer season, where your level of competition per game might not be as high as it would be, but it's definitely going to be interesting.
Where are we going to next there, Sunshine? I'm having difficulty seeing a chat box, so I'm going to rely on you for that.
We don't have any call outs. I think we've gone over everybody in chat unless I'm crazy.
Yeah,
If
so
you guys have
go
a
ahead,
team for us to
pick
yell
a
at us.
pick a few at random. I don't think we're gonna hit every team, but we'll hit a few more. And
Yeah. You want to do Chicago?
Chicago. Ooh.
Maybe to us is maybe a little too high or too low preseason power rankings.
Yeah, so with J6219 from the NHL, Math Double Two, and Ghost 7787. I have a little bit of experience with Math, decent D guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's not awful.
he was actually my owner in season 9 for Philadelphia.
Rip,
Yeah.
Rip Philadelphia. They still haven't recovered.
But we'll see what he's working with here, huh?
Yeah. So the big acquisition up front is definitely a Voltage Fusion. I mean, that dude's a stud. Don't know who he's going to play with. Squall for 6.25. He's one of those guys like
Dabs will do in the middle, maybe.
yeah. Squall is a West, and if he's playing on West, dude's elite. If he's playing on East, it's a little more hazy. So I'm not 100% familiar with where everybody in this team plays, but if they have a West line and they plan on putting Squall on it, absolutely. Also, Mass will definitely do Bridgeport next. No problems. Maple Leafs, bit of a mid-tier guy there on right wing, maybe trying to get another nice season in here. They just picked up Drew in a trade. I might be crazy on that, but I mean, they look all right. They look like their top 6 is going to be pretty solid. Wes is a guy who definitely has the potential to have a nice season here. What do you see on defense here, man?
Well, you got Math Double and Ghost. That's going to be your top pair. Business 101, decent D guy. I have faith in him. Knife in Your Guts, another decent D guy. Elite Rixor, I don't really know him too well, so
he's moving back. He moved back last season. He was playing center, and the guy's a pretty good center. He's not a bad defenseman. I can't remember exactly how well he did last year, but I know he's a pretty solid guy. He's a locker room guy who probably plays on the second or third, probably a third pairing. But on that, he's pretty good. He's real solid offensively as well.
Yeah, and in net we're gonna go with Mike Hockey, who I love as a attendee. And their backup is probably going to be CBD Pine. That's a really cool name, by the way. Yeah.
All right, so we got a bit of a queue here, so we're gonna go to Brit, and then Peace just for you. After that, we're going straight back down to the Wild. We haven't covered them yet.
No, absolutely not. I will not do anything Peace tells me to do.
Well, I'll do it for you. You can be silent. It's all good.
No, I'm just giving him flack. We'll go see the Wild next. Let's go to Bridgeport.
We'll just go and dry here. T. Roach and
unintended.
Oh, absolutely. It's fine. Goalie management, I'm not a huge fan of with our current structure of it being a no contract. That being said, Peacekeeper's good. T. Roach playing right wing there, along with going and dry. And he's one that I think has a bounce back season. He did play offhand on the left wing. He played on maybe some lesser lines, played against. Like he took one for the team last season. I mean, he's a solid player. I don't imagine him having another poor season like that. You get Fire Penguin to play C for you, Z Spears on left dub. It's a pretty all right lineup here up front.
Yeah,
like I said, I think they're solid, but again, it's one of those teams where the third line is definitely going to be.
This is Mass's team, right? Mass's the
little
NHL.
Clumsy turtle action.
AHL owner, right? Or NHL owner.
No. He's just a player. He's playing lefty.
Or Memphis.
For what?
Was it Memphis? Not Mass. Mass.
No, Memphis is Oh yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So on D, Clumsy Turtle.
I just realized that's Memphis, man. He's hoarding all the advanced stats, man.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was trying to get through. I couldn't get it out of my clumsy mouth. MB made Meet My Heat. He's got to be seeing something I don't. RJ McGrady, 27. Maybe they work well together.
You talking about there with Meet My Heat?
Their whole decor, they're
Yeah,
decent, not
yeah.
great.
Meet My Heat was on my TC, and he's one of those guys that he has the potential. Like you can see the potential, and he does a lot of things right. It's for him. It's the consistency right now, and if
Uh,
he finds that, he can definitely be solid.
Provorov 9. Wasn't he? I want to say he was defense, wasn't he? Moving up to C? No, maybe I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Hitman Hart was in the C last season. Rabbit Panther, C last season. Um, yeah,
They strike me as chemistry guys because I don't see a whole lot of reason to go out on a limb and take these guys unless they play with someone already on the team very well.
yeah. We'll see. This is gonna be interesting. In net, La Course 44. I'm probably saying that wrong. Excuse my français. Um, uh,
Um, yeah, to confirm, Meet My Heat is Def West.
okay, okay.
That's just in the
I'm
chat.
only seeing one G on roster. Um,
But Peacekeeper.
oh,
There you go.
Peacekeeper. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you goof. What are you doing here, bud?
I'm not the smartest bulb in the box.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those teams that I think is going to want to score a lot of goals, but maybe letting in a few more than they'd like. But hey, I mean that's a strategy.
Yeah, they got a tough division though, so
Yeah, definitely.
see how it works out for them.
Where we at? Going to the Wild,
Going to the
the
Iowa Wild.
OG home of Mike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I spent a
Hey,
little time there.
the home of my boy. Shout out to Peace for trading him to me, dude. I love you, and he's never leaving my team again. Spoiler alert.
All right, so coming in with J Peace as the GM, Big Old Fridge as the AGM. We'll go ahead and let you do the forwards, and then I'll come in
Sure.
with the D.
I'll be honest. Don't know a ton of these guys. Pitcher swag.
So
I don't remember
I'll
him
help
being
you out. I'll help you out. Some of these guys I remember from last
Yeah,
season.
like the
Some of
Shaft
the guys I
Daddy's been
know.
around. Shaft Daddy's one of those guys that he's had good seasons, and recently he's had less than stellar seasons, but he always seems to find himself on less than stellar teams, and it's hard to evaluate. Like, is he the unlucky guy who ends up on a bad team, or is he a contributor to why the team is maybe underperforming a bit? I tend to think that he has enough skill to do well and just needs a nice team around him, but maybe I'm crazy there.
Yeah, and solid right wing and Dumas 93. J Peace on the left. Iman on the left.
That was my reaction right there.
Django 07. I don't recognize a lot of these guys, but pitcher swag.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm remembering right, pitcher swag wasn't a center. I could be crazy. I'm gonna look it up just because I feel awkward and wrong right now. So
You can ask Peace if he's got something to say about these guys. I'm more than happy to hear it. I'd love to know more.
yeah, pitcher swag has been a defenseman for like ever.
So speaking of defensemen, Mr. Abrams 1994 on left. They call me Devo on left. First Nation 91 on right.
I hear good things about Devo, but I can't say I've ever seen him play.
I've seen him play. He's decent D-man. Bart MDA 666, really good. Big Old Fridge is decent. Their D looks pretty good. I have confidence in that.
Yeah, huckable guy. Bringing him to be a backup. He's another one of those guys that he's had rough times on some poor teams in that, but especially putting him in a backup role here, I think he's really going to excel for 500K.
Maximus 001 he had a different name. I can't remember his name.
His name apparently is. That's a whole lot of freaking money to spend on a goalie. If I'm being honest,
I can't remember what his name used to be.
I'm a big believer in if you know your guy, go get your guy, right?
All right, where are we going next?
I don't know, chat. What you got? You want anything, or we just?
No, that seems decent. Let's talk about the first week of the season, and we'll roll out of here.
Yeah, man, that's fine with me. Well, I guess actually before we do that, we were talking a little bit about potentially doing like a game of the week where we do commentary over one of the games here and like feature it, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So
is that something you guys are into, or is that something that you could care less about and want us to shut up about it and move on?
Yeah, so let us know, and we'd be happy to cover game of the week every week. Maybe we'll focus on particular divisional opponents playing together, or just what the hot team of the week is, so forth and so on.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But let's see. Looking ahead to week 1, it's always tough. It seems like there's a lot of moves in the queue waiting to happen. We did just have a group of trades go through. Nothing too earth-shattering. You do see G. Campbell going to the Crunch there, so a little bit of upgrade there. Raging Sloth to the Marlies, and some TC moves being made here. Hershey Bears trade Howie Morans to the Roadrunners for Cardinal Sin and Tickle. Nothing crazy happening in trades just yet. But you definitely get the feeling that as we get closer here that some moves are going to happen.
Yeah, it seems like everything's coming down to the wire. We were just talking about God is Nowhere. He got traded from Checkers. I forgot to mention that for Wild Bull Crew and Dragon Knowles. There's a lot of moves going on. Your team's doing a lot of moves, man. Holy cow.
Maybe more than I would like, to be honest. Like I said, with the miscommunication there and bidding, we definitely wanted to shore up our TC here with some nice options. And it's going to be a competition on my team, at least. Definitely no spot is given.
Yeah,
so
a lot of teams, like we said, are making moves prior to the beginning of the week. We will definitely have a lot more content after the first week of the season, so we can see what's going on. We were limited by a minimal preseason, or disorganized, or just
rip the preseason.
Just
no one wants to play it anyways.
Shit show. Yeah. So we thank everybody for tuning in.
Tuning out, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I do when I go on this show. I just tune out.
Big facts. It's all right though. We still love you.
But next week we're going to talk about how the first week went, where all the players ended up, and how we feel about where the teams are headed for the rest of the season. Yeah. If you have something you want to talk about, shoot us a shot in the forums or hit us up on Discord. We're more than happy to talk about anything you guys want to talk about. If you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up on Discord, hit Sunshine up on Discord, and we'll consider and probably bring you in. And let us know how you feel about that game of the week. Sunshine, you got anything else for these boys?
Man, do you want to do? You want to unveil the hot take of the week, maybe?
Oh, so we're gonna
in honor of Smeared Pap.
We're gonna have a few different segments during the show as we come across, and some things are going to be added. You're going to see, and so our first segment is going to be Sunshine's hot take. Sunshine, take it away.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not going to keep score, but I really hope someone does. And I'm going to say I'm 1 for 1. I got a lot of flack for the Charles Baugh, saying he was going to go expensive. Dude goes 5.25. I feel pretty solid about it. And just going off the power rankings, I think is the easiest thing to look at here. And I think my hot take is definitely going to be, of those top 10 teams, probably playoffs. I don't like how these. Unless I'm missing something. I could be. I think I'm missing Mike here, which is fun.
No, I'm here. I'm trying to pull up what you're talking about.
Between what we got here? Rochester, San Jose, and the Rampage, Stockton. I don't see them missing the playoffs. The Checkers have a pretty good shot. Past that, in the top 10, it's going to be a little rough. A little uphill battles. The Wolfpack probably have the best chance. I'm not really sold on the Gulls. I'm not really sold in Providence or Manitoba just yet. But Providence, they got some good pieces. I think there's some building blocks, but that'd be my hot take for the preseason. A little bit more fun next week, hopefully, after we get a week in here, and we can maybe chirp a little bit more once we have some stats to look at.
Yeah, pay attention to Rockford. Pay attention to Springfield. I think those two teams are going to do pretty well the first week. Outside of that, we thank everybody for tuning in, not tuning out. And Sunshine, anything on the out?
No, man, just happy. Like I said, we'll probably be throwing something in the forums about the game of the week stuff. So if you want to hop in and give us your thoughts, that'd be much appreciated.
Yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Tune in next week. The show is going to be on a little bit earlier at 7 on Saturday. And we hope to see everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. This is Sunshine and Mike Noddy.
Champions. That is what we strive to be. The goal. The dream. But you, do you have what it takes? You're a draft pick. Your roster. Or maybe you're nothing. Trying to prove your worth.